Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's Zoom about the retreat in Spain that I'm having now end of the month. And then we'll dig deep into some tools, some practices that I love doing in nature and with animals that you can do at any time in your life at any moment. And we will be working with them a lot in Spain as well. But there it's different. So I've been to this place. I don't know really how many years. I think it's at least 8 years, or longer, because 2016, 17, I think it was when I was there, maybe the first time around that. But it was through my dog, Sinia, that I came to specifically this hotel because I was living in Spain over the winters, 3 years in a row, and I wanted to go to Sevilla. And I was asking for just a place to stay overnight because I was heading to Sevilla. And I just landed in Malaga, picked up my dog as I was living there, and then we drove away with my car. And then I was just looking for a hotel, and there was an energy to. There was two hotels that were okay, that were really nice, and where dogs were allowed. And then I picked this one, and I did not want to leave. And I remember the first day when I arrived with her in the afternoon, we went for a walk because it's out in nowhere. You come to Ronda, to a beautiful little town, and then it's outside of Ronda. I thought it was next to Ronda, but it's 30 minutes or 25, 30 minutes from Ronda, in a beautiful natural park. So there's national parks and natural parks. So in a natural park, they're not allowed to build almost anything, very, very, very little. So the land is very nurturing. It's not been misused or abused. So, my first walk there, I remember I cried because it was so beautiful, the energy, and it was so alive. And my dog was super happy. And we walked in the stream. There was water there. There's not water at the moment because it's summer, but in the springtime, there is a little river next to the hotel. So it was things like that where I was like, I got so aware that certain places, well, there's a lot of them. But when you find these places where your body just says, hi, welcome, you're home, and your body starts, I always say it rearranges the molecules. So when I come there, I start also allowing it. So I actively lower my barriers, what we will be doing a lot in the retreat, because the more I lower my barriers, and there is depth to this, because sometimes I think, oh, but I'm open and everything. Yeah, but we also have them actively up when we're meeting people or in the city and all that. And often we don't even notice how much they're up until we can just let it totally go and we feel safe and there's a security and there's a nurturing energy and everybody just wants to contribute to you. And I mean everything and everybody, because the people, the land, the animals, and you still have to be aware because we're in nature. But that source of energy where everything wants to contribute to you is just so beautiful. And there's lots of places in this beautiful planet. I found a couple that work for me where I really like being. And then the environment of having a retreat, being with people, horses that I really, really enjoy working with. And that these are they are so used to work with people. And in the events that I've had and the retreats and seminars and all that, they're so active and wanting to participate. Um, and I also ask them, you'll notice also how you can ask if somebody wants to be part and contribute. Because I could also say, all of these horses have to be part of the seminar. No, they don't. So I also want nature to be part when it works for it as well. So this is one thing I do with horses in retreats and seminars, and I ask them if they want to be part of it. Now. It's not the whole day, it's not the afternoon, it's a now energy. And that co-creation is magical and something I really, really love working with. And when that's alive, we also get new awarenesses how it's to co-create with nature and the world, or how we sometimes force things into existence because I got aware about I want to do this, or this is the right way, or here I want to go, or like this togetherness where it just flows together and contributes is a different energy than the one where we decide things or we I often say that we get an awareness, and then we start instituting, making it a reality. And sometimes we are a little bit too convinced about that it's right. So we push a little thing and we might not notice because it's very common in this world and it works relatively well as well. But when all that gets out of our systems and you release it, it gets very smooth, it gets very flowing, and you'll see that part of you, what you decide is right, or almost like our ego or our determination of what we want and how it should show up, starts being irrelevant. It's not as important, but us being part of a whole world, of a whole creation, becomes so different. And that's what I love seeing when I work with things instead of it's for me. But me, I am part of it as much as everybody else. But the way that I be learned before to work and to create changed a lot when I am in places where the energy is so contributing to each other. And that becomes very different to everybody, how we can all work together and receive as well. And that's the part as well, because we learn so much. I was just reading the Swedish. Everybody writes in their own language to me at the moment in chats, and it's so cute. Um, for me, one of the things I notice is it's so easy to wanting to create the space that I want for myself. And I sometimes miss the part where we're all together and the receiving can become much greater. And in this world, it's about our success, about how much we have. And there's a lot of that we have to show we're successful. We have to show and prove for ourselves, for others. It's all depending where you are in your own world and your own reality. And I love that because it's one of the things that's for me inspiring in that way is you get to decide and create your world in the way you would like it. Nobody ever needs to tell you anything. And then you'll see how nature can provide sometimes a different aspect, sometimes just a little tweak to make it more ease, more fun, more joyful. And the receiving part becomes very different in our worlds because the receiving can be a very, very different aspect than what we have decided to be. And yes, it's very easy and very common that success means that we have more money, we have more things. And a lot of businesses build up on showing that they are more successful and they have to prove it and show it. And that's how they build their business. And it's okay. Everybody can do what they want. And you get to find your way. And when we open up our whole system to receiving what is possible in this world, it's very different what can show up. And I've noticed that every time I'm there, because I've been there a lot. I lived there for the first time I found this place. I remember I stayed there a week and then I had to leave because the hotel was fully booked. And then I came back. I went to Ronda to the other hotel that I had found. And then I came back again. And I don't remember if I stayed the first time, if I stayed there a month or two. It was quite long. And once in a while I had to leave because I had a seminar somewhere else. So I flew out. Um, and then I came back and I kept on coming back and back and back. So I got to know this hotel very, very well. And I've seen it change and I've seen it grow and I've seen the beauty of the people that are there and contributing. And they have really, really cool staff. And the staff is also this energy of really wanting to contribute, but they also are in sync with nature because they live in nature in a very different way than a lot of us do. Some are really good at this and some have less of it. And we're all different. And that's why also when I have the opportunity to be in a place that is so alive, I soak in everything I can, also contribute physically to our bodies, emotionally, uh, psychologically in our heads, but also all molecules and also our future. I see often my future changes a lot when I'm there because I don't want to say everything because one of the things that happens is that we intellectualize everything. So we start trying to figure out what will I receive? What will I do? What will I ask for? But when we start the seminar, I will be doing some exercises with you for the things that you want to create, the things you want to change, create, be, receive, and do. So it can be in your business, can be in your life, because everything's together, because it's all you. So where we put our attention and where we put our energy or in our time is very personal. So, but it's still our life. So if we want to create more in a relationship, we want to do more in the business, all of that together contributes and creates. So none of it ever is excluded from a retreat. So I've had seminars, especially with horses, where we talk a lot about creation, about I remember one in France, especially. It was almost all about money. It was this thing where every aspect that we're looking at had some kind of connection with money, where it is a hindrance, where it is hard, or it's easy. It's all about where you want to be, because nature doesn't exclude anything. So the energy is there for your creation of your life. And that's what we'll start off with, looking at what you want to create. We will do some exercises bringing out that a lot more. I will not give you all the details of the seminar or of the retreat, because I know people will then have expectations. They will also project. And one thing that I notice is also we want to figure out so we do it right. I know some of the exercises we were doing with the horses. I remember one participant, she was so cute. I was impressed she came, because I think she had fear of flying. She had allergies towards horses. And there was something else. And I was so impressed. But the allergy was definitely away. Didn't create much. But one of the exercises, because I ask every participant if they want to be part of that, or who's next and all that. And you can say no, because it's not for you. The energy is different. So there's an allowance of you are allowed to choose what works for you. And then after a while, she said, I didn't want to do the exercise because I didn't know if I would be successful. This is one aspect in life that often stops us from choosing or trying, is that we don't know if we will do it right, successfully, it will work for us. It's almost like this thing, if we know how it works and if we know we'll be good at it, we'll do it. But if we don't know the outcome, unconsciously, we might avoid it instead of being totally curious and learning. Because there's nothing wrong in learning, there's nothing wrong in failure. And failure is for me experience. I think that's one of the biggest gifts I've had growing up in an entrepreneurial family. My parents became antique dealers, and there was no manual. There was no, this is how you do it, and this is how you know which is the next trend that's coming. You don't. You have to choose, you have to jump into it, you have to do the best you can. Sometimes it fails, and sometimes it just becomes amazingly successful. And it's one of those things, and you have to also navigate it. You change so much of things all the time, because things change what people want. So I'm grateful that I got to experience that growing up, being curious, navigating success and failure, and allowing things to work out or not work out. And it's this choice where you get more awareness. And if it doesn't work out, you didn't invest your whole life in it. You won't fail totally. But what happens if you be receive more tools and awareness to navigate things? So basically you take step, 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 and then you're like, wait a second, here's something tweaking, here's some energy that doesn't work. And how can you translate that and receive that to navigate this easier to the direction or in the direction you'd like to create your life? Because it might change along the way, but that's one of the things I think it's almost like got deprogrammed was when I was in this place in Spain. I remember when I lived there. Was it the first? It was the first time, because I'm looking at. I was the one when I came there. I didn't know they had horses, so that was one of the things. And I was starting to ride almost every day. And one of the things I always like, I booked my sessions on my own or when they had tours with the other groups. And so I was quite determined, and I had my schedule because I was working there, and I had my dog, and like everything like was a little bit more planned. And the weather changes. So along the weather, when it changed, they sometimes cancel it or it didn't work out. And there was this thing like, but we have booked it. And there was this thing where my system, where I got like a little bit upset or I wanted it to work out until I start letting go of everything. Still wanting to go there. I really wanted to be horseback riding every day because I wanted to be better. I love the energy there. It helped my body so much. I'm still letting go of control. I could not control the future. I could not control the moment. I could choose, but I could also start becoming aware of all the components for what creation. That's one of the gifts I've seen there a lot is all the components, like the ingredients for creation that your mind cannot figure out, but you can have awareness of it. So we will be looking at that so you get more aware of all the ingredients and which ingredients are a little bit more hidden for you or you haven't received yet, or not been willing to receive yet, or not known that they're there. Because it's not always a willingness not to receive, it's sometimes just not having the awareness of it or not including in it. And that's one thing I really love when nature is super alive. It shows us, and we'll be asking questions about it. We will be playing with it. We will be going on walks and meditative walks. We'll connect with nature, with the trees, with the animals. We are working a lot with the horses there because they're so awesome in gifting possibilities and opening up. And also, when we go horseback riding, I often ask a lot of questions and the animals show me. So, one thing that I do every day, as much as I remember it, ask specifically, I do it a lot with animals because it works really well for me. But this is a question I can do, like, it can be everybody has some way of receiving information, energetic information. I've noticed that everybody has like their way. I'm saying this because it's not always a way. But I have, for me, I know tendency, like animals are one source where I connect with them. We are engaging and information I receive very easily information from through and from animals. So I ask them every day, ask nature or animals. I don't always have an animal next to me. But when I'm out walking, and it's also, I don't need them in front of me. They can be around me somewhere and they can show up. So I was asked, show me something that I don't know that you know that would contribute to my life. That's one question. I show me something I don't know, or show me something. And this is where I ask them to show me something. And then you can fill in the blanks. It's often something I don't know because I'm very curious of knowing something new. So show me something that I don't know about money. I remember asking that to my dog. Oh my God, she started showing me so much. And I was like, oh my God. And this is a question you can change as well. So we will be changing it. But I'm often just wanting them because I know their world is different. It's also different build up than ours, but they're also very aware of our world. So when I ask them what they know, and I might be very ignorant in that area, they have like the okay from me to show me something. And it's fun. And it's surprising what shows up. And I never know what it is. And I sometimes I'm specific in what area, and sometimes I'm not. But I ask the universe, nature, but I often do when I'm out walking. I don't know why. It's just I don't know. It's just fun. So you can take it in any area, but show me, and I address nature, show me something. Or when it was my dog, or when I was starting riding a lot, I asked the horses. I remember sitting on Katja. She became my horse. I don't have her anymore, but she's still there in Spain. Um, I remember sitting on her because we were waiting for our group to go out. We were a big group, so I had this horse. At that time, it was not my own horse, but I remember she had a different energy, a little different. So I asked her, "Hey, can you show me how to communicate with you? And can you show me the world through your awareness?" And I was just standing there. So I was like, no, sitting. She was standing, I was sitting on her and just waiting. And waiting can be not so much fun. And what I do is often just start asking, exploring some questions. But the fun part with her, as I have been working, communicating with animals my whole life, it's not that it's hard or anything like that, but I know they're all different. So dogs have been the easiest for me, I would say, and the ones I've had so much training with. I've done a lot with cats as well, with horses as well, but I also know they have a different frequency. So any animal I see there's a different energy, I ask them to show me how to communicate together. Because I don't want to go out from, oh, this is how you communicate with animals. I know everybody does that way or does it a lot, and tells you can do this or they don't listen to that. And, and I was like, why not make it easier and ask them? They will show me. That I know. And that's one thing also that you might notice. It's something that's super clear for me and super comfortable and easy. And I would love the world to have ease with awareness, with receiving, with asking, with playing with nature. So you have the confidence of your knowing, of your creations, of your playfulness with everything. And then we'll dig deep in areas that are not maybe so playful at the moment and see what do we need and require to unlock. So I wrote, and also in the description of the retreat is also healing traumas, healing things that are stuck or something that is stopping you or blocking you. And then going into the space of having this whole world connecting, contributing, and also creating with your body, with your life. And then it's also about communication, about leadership, being a leader of your life. And those are the tools and the exercise you will do to become more clear and have the awareness. Because when you're clear in your whole energy, animals co-create with you in a very different way than if you're in your head or you're out flying around somewhere else. So we need a presence in our body. And this is also fun to see the shift, how you're being and how what you choose so you can be more clear. Oh shit, here I'm not here. That's why it's not easy to work with people. Like the translation of when I do things with animals is that it becomes easier with people in general. So that's the things I like working with. And the schedule will be not set and set out in the retreat. Today I talked to the manager. They have a new manager at the hotel. And we went through my retreat so she knows all the practical stuff. And then we also know what will change, not change, depending on the weather, on the nature, and the information that we will be receiving. So I know what we can do, the exercises and all that. And then it's a co-creation because I want to really empower you to know, to explore, to become aware, and a guide, lead, support, and have a drive in that. But I also want you guys to have full choice. And you'll see it's a playfulness, and there will be very clear here we're doing this, here we're doing that, and all that's super clear. But I also know our minds love controlling things, and I want one of the things that I know this place is so beautiful in letting go of control. It's so beautiful. So we're gonna play with that. Also allow the animals to contribute to that. And it's not being out of control and like brah, at all, because you have to have a totally clarity when you, for example, when you go horseback riding, you have to have a clarity. One of the horse handlers, he was like, Lisa, control. And he was always saying that to me. And I was like, what? We're supposed to be out of control. No, it's for in the world control. Like, this is the fun part. You use a word and everybody has a different definition. It's not a good word. It's an, oh, we should change that. Da, da, da. Instead of looking what energy is required here. So when you're on a horse, you want to be present, you want to be focused, you want to be here, you want to know what you're choosing. Choice creates, and a horse wants you to choose. Otherwise, they will choose. But also, these are very nice horses, so they will have a leader. That's usually Nano or Raoul, and they know what the horses have. Well, more or less, they have control of the horses. So that's really cool. But we also want us to practice that. That's why we're also going horseback riding in this retreat. What I don't always do, but here, absolutely. And the funniest part of all this, um, yesterday, no, this morning, woman of Argentina connected with me because she saw this retreat and asked me, when are we doing this in Argentina? I was like, that is a very good question. I've been to Argentina. I did one class there with horses, and it was, for me, it was very personal because I lived in Argentina for 6 years as a kid. I had started horseback riding there and connecting to the earth there. Something just aligned, and there's more to for me to receive from Argentina. It was very, it affected me a lot, like in a positive way, and created, when you land in yourself more and more and more, that's one way. And then there's something with Argentina and me there where I'm like, I want to explore even more. So that was really beautiful. Do you guys have any questions? I can talk a lot here. Any cute little question? And yes, this is out in nowhere land. So there's different ways of going there. So we fly to Malaga. Most of the people go to Malaga. Then we go by, you can get there by bus too. It's possible. Um, I always rent a car. It's super easy, and the driveway is beautiful as well to go there. It's around 2 hour drive from Malaga, but it's motorway almost the whole way. And then there's a very cute drive at the end from Ronda to Grazalema. You don't drive, it's like very slow. It's like 40, 50, 60 kilometers per hour because it's very nice hilly path. It's beautiful. I always feel at home when I come to that last 20 minutes. I'm like, my body starts singing. Um, and I've been there a lot. It's a little bit of a second home there. And yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And that's one of the things I also do already now is start lowering my barriers to everything, to the creation. Because I know everybody that's going to show up is there this moment. It's going to be a smaller group, so it's going to be a lot more individual creation. What I'm also a bit excited about, it's a VIP creation with you guys. So a little bit of a luxury. I think people really want some luxury on this one. So I'm really excited about that. And I also talked to the manager today about some things that we'll doing for everybody when we're there. Um, and please pitch in if you have questions. Oh yeah, questions I had. Yeah, the drive. So I have also a list if you want to. I just booked my car a week or two ago. You can go with bus. You'd have to swap. You go from Malaga to Ronda, and then Ronda you have to change to a bus to Grazalema. And the manager just gave me, I think I posted yesterday also in the Facebook event, so you can see that. And then I always recommend doing a little stop in Ronda because it's just beautiful if you have time. If you're out, I always drive daytime. I don't like driving so much nighttime, so that's not me. And we start at 5 p.m. on Thursday, I think it is. So just to gather, to land, and often we have dinner afterwards together. And you get drink, and we start our creation on Thursday. So I want everybody to arrive earlier that day. And most people arrive a day before, and I can just recommend that just to land there, go out for a walk in the beautiful nature, go to a little town that's called Grazalema. We will be going there together also for dinner. But just having the time and space to get connected. It's a very simple hotel. I got a question a little bit about the hotel. It has 10 rooms. We don't have to live there. You can live somewhere else too. There's still one or two rooms. I gave the hotel the freedom now to book it for everybody else. So there's one room I still am holding because there's some people that are coming, or at least interested in, so I'm holding a room. But if you want to come, please be aware you can book the hotel, and you can also, how do you say, share with somebody. I know one person wants to share, so you're welcome to also to share. It's single beds. They either put them together and make one bed or have two single beds, so it's very easy to share a room. It's simple hotel rooms, like there is no mini bar, there's no TV, there's no phone. It's simple, nice rooms. And it's either on the bottom or upstairs. As you have a more view upstairs, and on the bottom you have like a little sitting area in front of your door. Um, that was it. Yeah, if you have something specific that you need to have cooled, you can put that in there. There's a little refrigerator. So they have a self-service bar, you can say, and there's a little refrigerator. You can put things in there, but not like your food and things like that. But if you have some medicine or something you need to cool down. Um, what else? Yes, please be aware it will be warm, as it's much more summer there than here, or at least here in Sweden. Oh well, today it was very warm. We'll see when it gets closer, but you can absolutely have different layers. It gets cooler in the night. So we're a little bit higher up, a little bit like mountain things. So daytime will be warm, but nighttime it can drop 10, 15 degrees and become really cool. We'll see that when it gets closer to um, the retreat. I will post the weather forecast. You can see that. You can pack layers. Also have at least one pair of shoes that are closed, like boots, not very hot boots or things like that, because you want to have a little bit more secure when we're working with horses, so you're not around with flip-flops. I always don't recommend that because, of course, a horse can move. Nothing has ever happened. But I always say closed shoes. It's also really good when we go horseback riding to have some kind of shoe that has a little heel, not big, but little. Makes it easier. Some ride with tennis shoes, so it works, but it's just not as comfortable. And either in leggings or jeans, I would recommend with horseback riding if you don't have this typical horseback riding. I was going to say leggings, but yeah, leggings it is. Pants. So leggings, jeans works also as well. Something that's tied on is the best, not in shorts or anything like that. They have helmets, so we get to borrow that. That's included, of course. What was else? So yeah, you can go horseback riding as much as you like, both in the mornings and the afternoons. We're gonna do one together that is inclusive in the retreat, and then of course we can go horseback riding as a group or as much as we like extra as well. But it's an extra fee, and they're either 1 or 2 hours. It can also be longer, and it's depending on a little bit on the weather if you do it in the mornings or you do it in the afternoons after like the retreat time is over. In the mornings, you do it before breakfast. So you'll see the different things, and we will be addressing that every day and saying, hey, could we go horseback riding this time? I often do horseback riding quite a bit because I just love being out in nature there. And it's very healing for the body, for the brain. And it's often beautiful walks. So you don't have to have any experience before horseback riding there at all. And we will be also doing some exercises while being on the horses. So we integrate that energy even more and connect with Earth even more. So I love it. But we will have as many possibility as you like going horseback riding. There is always a tour guide, one of the horse guides with us. So it's full security. They take us on the path, they bring us back. There's always time before like breakfast to take a shower and eat breakfast. And even if like if we started, we have different times depending on this is the thing, everything is a we are going to be very flexible in moving things, but often there I start 9:30, 10, or if we start in the morning with a walk, then of course we might not be doing the horseback riding. So every day is a bit different structured. And then if the weather gets very hot, I will be adjusting. I don't think there's going to be any rain because there's usually never rain in September or October in this place, but you never know. So it's more layers of clothes because of the cold in the, it gets chillier in the evening and the morning, but otherwise, and some hat for the sun. It's very, very good. What else was a question here? Food, yes. I will be sending out this week or the beginning of next week a little form, like Google Doc, where you have questions about food and dietary restrictions. If you're vegetarian or gluten or whatever you are, you write that down because the hotel is really good in adjusting. Lunches are included and breakfast, of course, too. So they will adjust to the dietary requirements for everybody. So these practical things, I know I get very often questions about these things. So just know they're very equipped. We have done this many, many times, also me with them, so they know it. And next week I'll also be working with the menu with them for lunch. And then dinner will either you can choose at the hotel or in Grazalema, and there will be one evening or two where we also go together, maybe to Grazalema and have dinner because it's a beautiful little town. So this thing is like you're not on your own. We are a group, and you can also be on your own. So this is also a choice. You'll know what your body requires, what you require, and that we want to respect. So you have more space to integrate everything. And there's also a pool that we, of course, can all use. Um, the shoes was important. They always tell me, like, I'm a flip-flop girl there, but it's not good for me. It's important because there's insects and everything. We are absolutely out of nature. So, and if you have something you really desire to eat and you love snacking or something, take it with you because the next town is like 15 minutes drive. 10? I think it's 10 minutes. Can't remember now. Everything feels so close, but it's still a little bit to drive. Um, Yep. Oh yeah, there's water from their own well, so you don't have to take water with you. Sometimes I don't like the taste of that well. Last time it was good. But then there's also water from the mountains that we can go and fetch. So I drink the water from the well or from the directly from the mountains. Um, it's delicious. I love it. So those are things that we all can do as well, getting well water. It's practical, it's easy. So it's good for all of us. What else? Yes, you will get your question about the schedule. Yeah, every day I will be setting up the schedule for the next day and also have the overview of the schedule when we start. And if you have any specific questions, because you have something going on or you want to schedule a meeting, so just let me know so I know that before. But have these 4.5 days for you so you don't have to do things, but you'll have enough free time. You'll have a beautiful lunch break with a siesta, so you can go to the pool and just enjoy. We will also do body work to integrate things in our bodies. So there's a time to relax and really go inward. So just be aware of that. There is internet, not always the best one, but there's good internet. Um, yep. So any practical questions? Oh. So
I
when I
guess you
yeah,
covered the most.
say one more time?
I guess you covered the most.
No.
Yes, so it's like I wanted to ask you about shoes, I wanted to ask you about water, and I wanted to ask you about rain. So thank you.
Good. You're gonna love the water there. It's like awesome. Yeah, it's easy there. So yeah, but it's good to have layers of clothes, shoes like open shoes, closed shoes.
I mean, I was really not sure if I take a 20 kg baggage or if I just
Oh
do
yeah,
a
yeah.
small one. So
I mean, I've had both people having very just a carry on. It never works for me, but I also bring things for the event.
usually it doesn't work for me either.
Then I wouldn't recommend it.
And especially I stay a week longer.
Oh
So
yeah, no, then don't. And I think you might find things you want to bring home too. I always find something
yeah.
good, delicious. No, yeah, it's up to you. And you can also, if you need to wash anything, there is they do have the service of washing clothes for you. Um, it's possible, but no, layers. I don't know how people do it with only carry on. I have no idea.
I guess we are not simple trackers, we are luxury drivers.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So no, yeah. I don't always have too much, but I need different things because you want to have layers. You also, yeah, of course, when we work with the horses, just to say it, we might get a little bit more dirty because they're not super clean. So there, I often have like a set of clothes that I only wear with the horses in case you want to switch and all that, just so you know, because one person just had one pants, and I was like, oh, and she was a carry-on. She had this little luggage, and I was like, I understand her then. But then she washed, and everything worked out as well. Now it's not a rainy season, so it's easier, but they're dusty. It's dusty. It's fields around us. There's a lot of shade, so it's not a problem with the sun. I'm not a person standing in the sun. You can be as much as you like in the sun and get a lot of tan if you want to. But we always make sure that our bodies are comfortable, enough water, enough snacks, and I was gonna say obst, fruit. Oh my God.
Ah, yeah, maybe a question. Do we have to bring snacks?
Well, it depends if you have something you really want to have, like you
Yeah,
love,
okay.
then yes, there will be a little bit of snacks, like a little bit fruit and things like that.
Yeah,
There's not super much because we're often out somewhere, but we will be bringing snacks with us. Yes, I often buy that we have like either like watermelon or apples or things like that. Um,
fine.
and there
Mhm.
will be snack breaks where we, for example, go and drink a coffee or tea or things like that. But often when we're out, we have a session out and we bring something with us, and then we come in and maybe eat lunch. So there's it depends what we're doing. So, but there will be snacks, yes. but only if you want something specific. Um, and then I mean, if you eat dinner in the hotel, it's often so much food. It's so funny. Sometimes I ask them like, do something less. In Spain, they like eating. They like eating. So there is never too little food, let's say that. Um, but it's also, again, we are in Spain, so it's a bit different. And we are in the countryside. We'll see different things there that are just a way of living that is different. But almost everything in the hotel is either produced on their land or in their surrounding. Very little is imported, or like they started growing their own vegetables, I don't know how many years ago. And then if you do eat meat, there's some of the meat that is lamb from the hotel that is absolutely, it's organic, everything. And then they buy locally in the little towns. So everything's very local. And they you'll see it. I won't. I will. There's some surprises. You'll see it's very different done. How it's not like they have a menu. They make one menu depending on the food and what we eat and all that. It's beautifully designed, and they have a good chef, and they're there for us. So that's one of the things also that I love. They're only for the guests there, the chef. So they don't bring in outside people to eat there. It's only for the hotel guests. So it's very relaxing. It's very nice. You can be yourself. And yeah, depending on the weather, we sit indoors or outdoors. There is AC in the rooms. I just wanted to say that. I got that question too, because sometimes people are afraid it gets too hot. We're end of September, but it still can be warm. We're gonna have warm weather. We're gonna have like summer in most countries, not like the 30-degree summer. But if you're coming from Sweden, it's gonna be a great summer. We can be very cool here. Today it's 24 degrees. It was surprisingly warm for this time of the year here. But it's gonna be something like that.
Better than in Germany right now.
It's how's it in Germany now?
In Germany, it's called 18 degrees today.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, yeah. We swapped a little bit. So Grazalema, if I look at today, for example, now it's oh wait a second. Um we have 20 degrees now in Sweden. It's 21 degrees in Grazalema at the moment. So that's interesting. But during the day now, it's 27 to 29. So it depends on the day. Today was only 23, but tomorrow it's 28, 29. But it goes down at least 10 degrees up to 15 degrees in the nighttime. So it drops because we're up. We're more in that mountain. We're much higher up, so it gets colder. Just to be aware of that. The rooms are warm and all that, so you don't have to worry, but it gets colder. And depending on what weather we will have, it will definitely be cooler in the nights there than I always get surprised when I'm there. And then I get used to it, but it's different. It's a little bit like in Sweden when it's hasn't got warm yet in the beginning. We It's super cold in the nights, and then it gets nice in the days. So, but that's going to be fine. We're gonna make that work. And you're all welcome to add any questions. I know some of you guys are watching this afterwards. I just wanted to also end with some of the things. I'm going to do a little guided energy that I do. I've done a lot when I'm in Spain with my clients. We might be doing that. We will do, it's going to be full program with lots of things, but there's also going to be coaching and individual things that we address. And it's a very nurturing, open space. You're allowed to be and say, and create a very nurturing, caring space for all of us. So you'll see how it works when we're there, and our bodies will be very clear also what they require, and I will see what we can all do there. So it's going to be fun, and I just wanted to end. I talked a lot. It was a lot of practical things today. And I'm happy for all the questions as well, but never feel that you can't ask. You're welcome to ask anything about the place or practical things and things like that. So, but I just wanted to end with an energy that I often do when I'm in, we'll be doing this different also when we're on the horse and what we're doing in the nature, but it's just having what I do is having my feet on the ground very often without shoes, when the ground touches our feet and just gets nurtured by it. So if you just sit or lay down, you can do whatever you want. Let me just close our eyes. Oh, and I just take 1 or 2 deep breaths, allowing the air and molecules to go into my body and start contributing to my whole body. And what I do by start is connecting my feet with the ground, with the earth, with the grass, whatever I am standing or sitting on, and allowing that door to open, allowing it to connect, talk, vibrate together. I don't have to do anything. I just allow my body to reconnect even more to nature. Then I ask all the barriers that I have or have put up, that I know about and do not know about, that they all just go down. And I see it like a filter going through my whole system. So up from my head, through my whole body, my stomach, my legs, it filters through, and all these layers of any kind of boundaries or anything was stopping us from being totally abundant in this energy, it just allowed to flow away, to filter away. And the more we do this, the easier it is for our body to know how is it to allow all the molecules to work and be connected to each other. And I can just feel my feet on the ground. If something changes in my body, while all these filters, everything just allows to dissipate, go away, flow away. That is not me. I don't need the protection. I don't need to create separation. All the things that I have separated, I allow my body to let go of. It's time for nature, to co-create with nature, to have more ease in creation, in creating our lives, in connecting with our lives. So all the barriers, all the separation, everything that I put in a distance or do not allow to come close to me, allow them to just, it's like a rain, like a little waterfall. It just falls off me totally. And this can be different from every person. What's easier if it just flows away? It's like being in a shower or just lowering the barriers. And then I ask the earth to go with all its energy through the earth, through my feet, and go up my body. You can pull it up, or you can allow the earth just to go in to your body and start filling it up with all the energies that your body desires, requires, would like to receive. All the energies that the earth knows that it can contribute to your body, just fills it up. All the body, whole body, so all the all the legs, both of your legs, your stomach, your bottom, your torso, your neck, your head, your arms. Fill up your body with all the energies. And I just start from the earth, and then you allow it from coming from all the directions in front of you, behind you, on the sides, above you. Just allowing every energy to contribute to your body, to your life, to your creations. And sometimes we do it with some other pull energies, and we will doing more of this, but I just allow it to fill up my whole body, my whole life, my creations. What if we allowed nature to be part of our lives even more? That every molecule gets more and more energy, vibrates even more, and can create a lot more than we think. Often we think we have to think to create. And yes, we might have to choose. And yes, we need our brain. But we don't exclude from all the other energies that want to nurture us, create with us, co-create. We are not alone. You're not alone. None of us are alone. How much more can we allow to come into our lives? Allowing it to hug us, caress us, touch us. Allow things to contribute in the direction we also desire, because it's of course our choice in what direction we want to create. And then we'll ask for even greater to show up. What would it take for things to be created that I never thought would be possible for me, for you, for all of us? Universe, show me something that I don't know that's possible, that would be so magical, and allow me to know what I can choose, what capacities and magical energies I have, and I can be and create with. Allowing me to be confident and clear in my choices. What would it take to be in communion and connection and co-creation with everything? What if my limitations would just blow away with the wind, or just like the rain, or I'm in the shower and it just falls down and it's not relevant a part of my life anymore? A lot of us have worked with the past a lot. Sometimes it's just time to say bye and allow a new phase in our lives to take place. What's next in your life? What would you like to experience? How would you like to live your life? What's next now? What magical things can we create and receive? Ah, just allow the energy to flow, no matter if you feel it, sense it, know it, see it. Energy is in constant movement all the time. What if we didn't work against it? We started co-creating and allowing things to contribute to you every day from morning to evening. And you're willing to live your beautiful life, your amazing creation, your amazing vibrant energy. What would you like to create? What would you like to choose now? If you could ask one thing, or lots of things. What if it was natural to ask nature and animals to co-create, not only contribute, but also really co-create with you? What if that was so simple, so easy, and so much fun that you never want to stop again doing it? And you don't have to own animals. It's one of the things that I've noticed, that this a concept that we think we have to own them. Yeah, sometimes it's easier because they're around us all the time, but it's not required. And you will get that experience also in Spain, where all the animals will be there and we're going to ask them. And they know when we show up. That's also the beautiful thing. And they love it. They love it. Of course, it's nice for them to be out in the field and eat grass and all that, but you'll see how much fun it is also for them to create with us. So we're not a burden. We are also a gift for being there, and they love creating with us. But they will ask for you. They will wait for you to start asking, to start creating, to start receiving, and they're gonna get an experience that is so magical, and it does not end when you leave the place. So when you just tap into the energy of Tambor de Llano, the animals there, the horses, the dogs, the sheep and lamb, the nature, all the everything else that we might need, the wild animals in that area. We can already now start receiving and connecting with them all. It never needs to end. It can continue. And it's good sometimes to sit down or take a moment where you reconnect and it becomes more alive and vibrant. Thank you so much. Thank you for nature. Thank you, universe, and all the animals. For it take to continue all the time. And just take a deep breath. And thank yourself for being so magical and allowing things to co-create, things to be magical, and allowing it into your world even more. Because it's not new. You're doing this all the time. I know that. But we can always add and ask for more. And when we do that in a group, it becomes quite dynamically different. Oh, what contribution can I be to your life? Oh, you can open your eyes if you want to. You don't have to. That was nice. Thank you guys for being here. I see some of you also in Spain. Sue,
Yes, thank you, Lisa.
thank you. See you soon, Peggy. Oh, have a beautiful evening and night, and yeah, let's connect soon again and enjoy. I was going to say namaste. That's a long time ago. Oh,
Yes,
it's
namaste.
namaste. I think it's a really nice way of greeting people, by the way. But yeah. So thank you so much for today and see you guys soon again. Thank you.
See you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, good night. Bye, guys.
Take care.